Hi, I'm Christy VANN with Fantastic Finances, and I'm sitting here actually working on what my next video is going to talk about. So as I'm researching what are finance teachers teaching today, I am absolutely angry and upset at what I read the gurus of today are teaching people when it comes to their finances and how are you going to get your finances under control. So I have to read this because I'm laughing out loud in an angry way because I have been in a situation of paycheck to paycheck, okay? And so when I see, okay, what does a professional tell me to do? What does the financial expert of 2024 tell me to do to help me with my paycheck to paycheck status that I'm currently living in? And I am going to read you what they are saying because it's angering. They're not giving solutions. They're telling us the same thing that we've been hearing since the 1960s on how do we get out of debt. Well, okay, so here we go. I'm not going to say any names. You can figure it out for yourself because I'm not trying to bash anyone. This is about what are you really going to do to get the financial help that you need. So here's the answers. So for one guru, we're talking about a set of 10 money rules that's going to help you keep your finances on track. Number one, have a 1-year emergency fund. A 1-year emergency fund? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I can't get to the next paycheck. And your number one rule is have a 1-year emergency fund? That is laughable. I mean, where are we going to get the money to have the 1-year emergency fund? But let's just move on. Number two, save 10%, invest 20%. Again, I'm not able to get to the next paycheck. How am I going to be saving 10% plus putting 20% into an investment? Let's move on. What's number three? Have the cash for large expenses. Well, my money problems are cured. Since I have read those three things, I now know what I need to do to get my finances under control. Are you serious? Are you serious? So I bring in my 14-year-old and I ask her these questions because she is having a hard time getting from paycheck to paycheck because she doesn't have a paycheck. So I just ask her, I'm like, okay, so if I told you the way for you to get your finances in order is to, number one, have a 1-year emergency fund set up, ready to go, do you know what her answer was? Well, I hope I don't have any emergencies. Right? Exactly. Straight from the mouth of a child. That's exactly what I would think if I were still paycheck to paycheck and somebody told me the answer to my money problems is to have a 1-year emergency fund. That is ludicrous. It's angering because there's no answers in these three suggestions. And the thing being, these are top gurus in the United States of America saying this stuff. Let's move to another guru, okay? Number one, live below your means. Well, duh, we're already living below our means because we're paycheck to paycheck. I know that I should not be spending money on extra things because guess what? I'm broke. I'm broke after paying my necessities. I have to pay for my place to live. I have to either have my mortgage payment every month or my rent. I have to pay the utilities so I can have water and lights. And I may have a car payment because I have to have a car to get to and from work. I don't call that living above your means. If those three things alone, forget the food and the gas for the car, are taking all of my money to where I'm paycheck to paycheck. So stop telling me to live below my means. I was already there. I was sometimes in the negative because I had the car payments, right? As you may be. It angers me to see these gurus telling us what not to do that we already know that we're not to do. Number 2, stop spending on the unnecessary things. Hello, we already know this. We know that we need to cut back on our spending when we're not making enough money to pay our bills. We know this, right? And maybe we don't want to eat beans and rice. Maybe we don't want to pick up a second job unless it's absolutely necessary. If you don't have a job that meets your basic needs, then maybe you need to pick up another job. But if you have a good job and you have debts, show me a way to get my debt payments eliminated. That is going to help me stop living paycheck to paycheck most of the time. But stop telling me to save money because I don't have money to save. I don't have money to save. I don't have money to have a 1-year emergency fund. Come on. Let's deal with the American people that are struggling because of these high interest loans that we have. How about we deal with that? How about we stop telling people to stop spending and start saving and give them solutions? How about we give them solutions to get rid of the debt payments every month? How about we give them solutions to eliminate debt, get it out of our lives? Then, we're going to have money to put in a savings account and get that 1-year fund set up. Right now, people are struggling to eat, and we're telling them to save a 1-year emergency fund? We're telling them to save 10% and invest 20%? Somebody needs to come down to earth and live where the poor people are living. We are poor because we are paying interest on all of these loans. We are poor because we don't understand the difference between the tools at the bank and the ones that we're using, maybe, just maybe, stealing our money. But wait, what if I showed you a solution? What if you had an affirm loan that had 28 months left at $125 per month, and a car loan that has 36 months left at $402 per month? Your credit cards, we have 3 here, and they each have payments with a total of $770 per month. The balance of all of these debts are $13,840. This is just a small example of what can happen even on a $3,800 a month income, right? So if you have total expenses of $2,500 that include your rent and your living expenses, and you have debt payments at $770 a month, remember this total right here. What if we moved all of that into a line of credit? What happens when you pay off all of these debts and you're knocking out every one of these monthly payments, and all of these 28 months, 36 months, all of these credit cards are paid off into a line of credit at 12%? What happens? Well, you've eliminated your monthly payment, so that $770 is gone. Now you're just paying your living expenses that you have to pay anyway, which is your rent, your food, your gas, car insurance, stuff like that. It's in the line of credit now. Your income is going into the line, which is satisfying any payment that would be due on this line. So if you take 12% times $13,840, you're going to get about $139 in interest, but just in your first month. When your income goes in, it satisfies any amount due on this line of credit. Now you're going to pay your expenses back out. Your rent has to be paid back out. You have to buy food. You have to go get gas. So all of these expenses slowly come back out of this line of credit. And in your next month's statement, you're going to see some interest applied there. But let's go ahead and add all of that back in. You'll be at $12,679 after your first month. And guess what? This account pays off in 11 and a half months max. 11 and a half months compared to a 36-month car loan that you had here, compared to a 28-month Affirm loan that you had here. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. We just aren't taught to use these tools correctly that the bank offers. If we can give people solutions, maybe they can stop living paycheck to paycheck. This is angering to me, is that when I can show somebody that may be paying out as much as $3,000, $4,000 a month in debt payments, show them how we can turn that around, give them the $3,000 to $4,000 a month in debt payments back in cash flow, and then watch their debts come down. Then give them a boost in their credit scores so that they can move into better tools at the bank and be able to actually own their home instead of making 30 years of mortgage payments. I want to give the American people a solution. I am sick and tired of hearing save. When you are broke, when you have children to feed, when you have to provide housing, and then you're telling people, oh, save your money, and that's going to take away all of your financial mess. That is bull. That is angering. That is not useful at all to probably 80 to 90% of the American public and people around the world. We need to give them solutions. We need to show them how to use the tools at the bank. Then they can save. Then they can live in peace financially. Guys, it's not that hard. The tools at the bank are all different. You have to learn which tool is going to serve you and which is stealing your wealth. Once you get educated on how to use the bank, everything else is easy peasy. Is that a phrase? I'm saying we just have not been taught how to use the bank so that it serves you instead of stealing money right out of your pocket that you need for other things. Thank you for joining me today. I am so privileged to be able to talk to you about what you're doing wrong in your finances and how you may be in so much better shape than you ever dreamed you were. It's just because you're using the wrong tools at the bank. Please keep watching videos. You're going to see that your solution may be right in front of your face. You just weren't aware. Keep educating yourself. It may be much easier than you ever thought possible to get out of debt within months instead of years. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.